morning, children. So let's continue with our 10th chapter of grammar, and that is verbs. Okay. So in my previous video I told you what is verb. After that I told you about the two classes of verbs, and these two classes are main verb and auxiliary verbs. And after that I told you the difference between the main verb and the auxiliary verb, and I given many examples there, and with the help of those examples we understood about the main verb and the auxiliary verbs. Now today we are going to start with our main verbs. Okay, we are going to start with main verbs. So first of all, what is main verbs? So main verbs are also called lexical verbs, principal verbs or full verbs, because they can occur independently in a sentence. They have meaning on their own. So these main verbs can be transitive verbs or intransitive verbs. So first we will learn about the transitive verbs. Afterwards I will explain you about intransitive verbs. So let's start with transitive verbs. So transitive verbs need an object to complete their meanings. So what do I mean by object here? In grammar, the object of a verb is a noun, that is a person, a place, a thing or animal that receives the action of the verb. And a transitive verb always takes an object. You might be confused at what I am saying here. So let's take some examples here to understand it well. So the first example I am writing here. So I am writing Rahul brought. So what I have written here? Rahul brought. So when I say Rahul brought, then you might ask me a question, Rahul brought what? So then I'll say Rahul brought a mobile. Rahul brought a mobile. So here in this sentence we can see that a mobile is the object of the verb brought, because a mobile has been brought. Okay, so here a mobile is the object and the verb bring. Bring is the present form of brought. Okay, the verb bring, it always need an object. Okay, this verb bring, it always need an object. So the object can also be of two types. What I told you, the object can also be of two types. One is direct object and the other is indirect object. So this object, it can also be of two types, and these two types are direct object and indirect objects. So what are these direct object and indirect object? Let's take one more example to understand the direct and indirect object. So I am writing one more example here. Example is Anita gave me a cup of ice cream. So here in this sentence I have written here Anita gave me a cup of ice cream. So if I say only Anita gave, then you might ask me the question, Anita gave you what? Again the same question you will ask here, Anita gave you what? So the answer of Anita gave will be a cup of ice cream. So the direct object of Anita gave is a cup of ice cream. If Anita gave what, So here Anita gave what? The answer of this Anita gave is a cup of ice cream. Okay. Now if I say Anita gave ice cream to whom? Then gave to me. Answer of the second question here is me. So here me is the indirect object. Okay. So the direct object is a cup of ice cream and indirect object is to whom the ice cream has been given. That is me. So Anita gave. If I say Anita gave, the question will be Anita gave what? A cup of ice cream. This is the direct object of Anita gave. Anita gave a cup of ice cream to whom? To me. This is the indirect object. So I think you understood what is direct object and what is indirect object. Just now I told you about the transitive verbs, that transitive verbs needs an object to give the complete information, and it gives us the answers of the questions what and who. So now let's start with intransitive verbs. So intransitive verbs do not need an object or any other element to complete their meaning. So let's take one example here. The example is Namita laughed. So I am writing the example here. Namita laughed. So Namita laughed is giving us a complete information. It does not require any object here. If I say Namita laughed what or Namita laughed who, you will not get any answer of these questions. So that's how you know that the verb is intransitive. Okay, so here the Namita laughed is a complete sentence, does not require any object. So here we can take one more sentence here, like Radha sleeps. So here again we can see that Radha sleeps is giving us the complete information. It does not require any object here. So if I say Radha what or Radha who, then we will not get any answer here. So here Radha sleeps is giving us the complete information. That's how you know that the verb is intransitive. So there in some intransitive verb take subject complements. What I said? They take subject complements to complete their meaning, but no object. So let's take one example to understand it. So I am writing here, I feel excited. So what I said? I feel excited. So here, how do I feel? I feel how? Excited. So here excited is giving us the information about me, about the subject. It is telling us more about the subject. It is not using as an object of feel, but it is giving us more information about my feeling, but not as the object of feel. Okay, so this is you here excited is used as the subject complement of the subject I. Let's start with our next topic, that is regular or irregular verbs. So in English only verbs have tenses like present tense, past tense, future tense. But to make these tenses we change the forms of verbs, and these forms of verbs can be regular or irregular verbs. Okay, so what is regular verbs? So regular verbs follow the same pattern and create the simple past and past participle forms by using the same word ending with ed. For example, let's take some examples here. I am writing here the verb look. Okay, the verb look. The past form of verb here, the verb look is look. That means just adding ed, we can form the past form of verb look. Next is past participle form. Again, if we add ed, we can make the past participle form of look. Okay, look, looked, looked. Let us take one more example here. Here I am writing laugh. So the past participle form of laugh, we will simply add ed to form the past participle form of laugh. So the past participle form is laughed, and past form is laughed, and again the past participle form will also be laughed. So here laugh, laughed, laughed. So this is about regular verb. Now what is irregular verb? So irregular verbs, the verbs that form their past tense in other ways. Okay, they make their past tense in other ways are called irregular verbs. Now here we'll take some examples of irregular verbs. Like I am writing here speak. The verb is speak. Now the past form of speak is spoke, and the past participle form of speak is spoken. So here we can see that both past form and past participle form, they both are different from the verb, from the main form. Now let's take one more example here. I am writing here write. Okay, write. Now the past form of write is wrote, and the past participle form of write is written. So here again we can see that both past form and past participle form of the verb write is different. So this is called irregular verb. So I think it is clear to everybody about the regular and irregular verb. So today we have discussed about the main verb, and after that I told you about transitive and intransitive verbs, and now we discussed about regular or irregular verb. I think this is enough for today, and in my next video I will explain you about the auxiliary verbs. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.